Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In one of my earlier videos, when we talked about verbs in general, I briefly mentioned something called subject-verb agreement. And at that time, I told you that it was really important because without it, your English sentence can sound strange or even confusing. Well, today's video is dedicated just to the subject-verb agreement. We are going to slow it down, go step by step, and make sure you really understand how it works. Because trust me, once you get this right, your English will sound much more natural and accurate. So, first, what do we actually mean by subject-verb agreement? The idea is really simple. The verb in your sentence has to match the subject. If your subject is singular, your verb has to be singular. If your subject is plural, your verb has to be plural. It's like their partners. They have to agree with each other. If one is singular and the other is plural, it sounds wrong. For example, she walks to school every day. That's correct, because she is singular and walks is the singular form of the verb. But if I said she walked to school every day, that sounds wrong, doesn't it? Your brain notices a mistake immediately, even if you're not sure why. That's the subject-verb agreement in action. Now, the place where this really matters most is in the present tense, because in the past tense, verb usually don't change. We say I walked, you walked, he walked, no problem. But in the present tense, we add that little s or es ending for the third person singular. So listen carefully. I walk, you walk, we walk, they walk. But he walks, she walks, and it walks. See the difference? That tiny little s in that is the agreement. A lot of English learners forget it, because in many other languages verbs don't change like that, but in English it makes a big difference. Now, where learners often get confused is with the subjects that don't look obviously singular or plural. For example, when we use words like everyone, somebody, or nobody, these words feel like they are talking about many people. But in English, they're actually singular. So we say everyone is happy, not everyone are happy. Same with somebody wants to talk to you, not somebody won't. So a good little trick is if the word ends in one or body, like everyone, someone, nobody, or anybody, then the verb has to be singular. Think about it like this. Imagine you're in a classroom and you look around. You want to say that each student is ready. You would say everyone is ready. Even though you're looking at many people, the word everyone is treated as one group. So, singular verb. If you say everyone are ready, it just sounds off. A native speaker will notice it straight away. Another tricky area is with collective nouns. Words like team, family, group, government. Now, this is interesting because in American English, we usually treat them as singular. So you'd hear the team is winning, but in British English, people often use them as plural. The team are winning. Both are correct, depending on the variety of English you're using, but you should be consistent with that. And if you learn English for exams or for schools, I recommend sticking to the singular form. The family is going on holiday, but if you're in the UK, you'll hear the family are going on holiday. It's one of those little quirks of English. Okay, now let's talk about another area that causes problem. long subject phrases. Sometimes the subject is not just one word, but a whole phrase. For example, the book on the table near the window belongs to me. Here, the real subject is just the book. That's singular, so the verb has to be singular, belongs. A lot of learners get distracted by the word in the middle, on the table near the window, and they think it's plural, but it is not. You always have to look at the real subject of the sentence. Ignore the extra words in between. Let's do a little practice together. I'll give you some sentences with mistakes and you try to correct them. Number 1. The dog barks loudly. That's wrong, right? What should it be? Yes, the dog barks loudly. Because dogs is plural, so the verb has to be plural. Number 2. My friend lives in London. Wrong again. The correct one is my friend lives in London. Because friend is singular, so the verb takes the little s. Number 3. Everybody knows the answer. That sounds off, right? It should be everybody knows the answer. Remember, everybody is singular. So, to recap, subject-verb agreement is all about making sure the verb matches the subject. Singular subject take singular verbs. Plural subject take plural verbs. Watch out for tricky words like everyone, nobody, somebody. And watch out for collective nouns like team or family. And don't forget, this really matters in the present tense because that's where we see the difference most clearly. Alright, my friend, that's subject-verb agreement in a nutshell. We touched on it briefly back in my general videos about verbs, but today you've had the full explanation with examples and practice. I know it might feel like a small detail, just adding an s here or there, but these small details make a big difference. They are what make your English sound smooth, natural, and correct. So here's your homework. Write 3 sentences in the comments using subject-verb agreement correctly. Try to use different subjects, maybe one with he, one with they, and one with everyone. I'll check your answers and give your feedback. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with a friend who's also learning English. And remember, if you keep practicing a little bit every day, your English will keep improving. So see you in the next lesson.